breath, and I feel the need to sit down. And that's something that has never happened to me before.
Some of the people who are most likely to develop severe symptoms are older adults and those with underlying health conditions. It's not fully known how anyone will react to COVID-19 until they get it. So it's important for everyone to follow health guidance. What precautions are you taking to stay safe?
From the Oranienmoed Agricultural Project straight onto the vegetable shelves in the local Spar. That is how integrated business is in Oranienmoed. Arthur, you even run a coffee shop in the Spar. How comfortable does this get? Please tell us about your connection with Oranienmoed.
For me, Oranienmoed is home, one word. Summed up, this is my home. This is where I've been living since 1987, when my parents moved here. This is why I'm going to retire. This is my place.
Lovely. Talking about home, what makes Oranienmoed unique?
You know, for me, it's the integration, really. This town of ours has got a multitude of different cultures and people all living in a small little town. And, you know, this mine has integrated the people that work for it so many years back already. And we get along in a small town seamlessly, and we were way ahead of not just South Africa, but Namibia in that sense.
In many, many different ways,
That's
actually.
Right. But also, for me, the integration is between us and the animals.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a special relationship you
yes,
have.
I mean, the Gemsbok walk past and we greet each other and stay in our lanes and we go. And that, for me, is also something that's like really unique.
Yeah. How do you serve and support the people in Oranienmoed?
You know, COVID has learnt us a couple of very, very big lessons. The one being that because we are just so remote from not just our markets, but from literally anywhere else, we need to make sure that our customers, this whole town, is served with all their needs. You know, they can only come to us, and we need to know that we can serve that basis for everything that they need.
Absolutely. What other business or investment opportunities do you believe are presented here in Oranienmoed?
I would like to see green energy. You know, we have this abundance of wind, and I think you've experienced it.
Yeah.
It's something that is almost non-stop. So yes, green energy for me is right up there. I think we've got immense potential to
harvest the wind.
Yeah,
yes.
harvest the wind.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Being a community member from Oranienmoed, what wish do you have for the future of Oranienmoed?
You know, I want to see this town as this vibrant, little, busy town, where it's basically the gateway for the tourists of the world to come to Oranienmoed. We have the border right on our doorstep. We have an airport, and I want to see it utilized. I think there's huge potential for ecotourism between the Riftersveld, which is just other side of the border, and this area here, because it basically ties into one. And these sort of things for me, I think, is really essential.
Thank you so much for having us here at the Bean Tree at Spa in Oranienmoed. This coffee is great.
Thank you very much.
I think I'm gonna pop over to the Tops next door and get myself some bubbly. Thank you for joining us.
combo deal from Choppies. Choppies, great value for your money.
Dear teachers, we know all the hard work you put in every day to make sure our kids get the best education possible. It's also our goal here at One Africa TV's #LearnOn1. That's why we bring free quality supplementary lessons that are 100% Namibian, compliments of NMH's My Zone. Lessons include early childhood development programs and primary school lessons. These air on One Africa TV every weekday from 9 to 11 a.m. with repeats from 2 to 4 p.m. There's so much to learn with #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
Early this morning, woke up holding my head, hearing my heartbeat all night long. Shades of this motel keeping me in bed, reading the news, just trying to stay strong. I need to just get up and take a deep breath, keep it together, 'cause it's a beautiful day. Sun on my face, feeling okay. Don't let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Feel so proud, screaming out loud. It's a beautiful day. Feel so proud, screaming out loud. It's a beautiful day.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many of us were left with a question of our health. The same could be said for residents of Oranienburg, whose isolation from the world, however, did not mean that they could not access general health medication, provided for by the Golden Pharmacy, situated here in the central business district of Oranienburg. Lena, not only are you the local pharmacist, but you're also a member of the managing committee for OMD 2030. What is your connection to the town of Oranienburg?
Well, I remember growing up, we never got a chance to spend time with my father, and my father was working for Namdeb Hospital. So he would come here and we never got a chance to come and visit him. But then Namdeb introduced a way to allow their employees to apply for houses so that they can invite their extended families. My dad got a house in 2002, and that's when he invited me and my sister from Windhoek to come and visit.
To come and stay and
to come
visit.
and visit.
Yeah.
Driving here we were told it's a wrong route. So we were prepared. We were like, okay, we're gonna sleep throughout, you know, in the bus. We came with Shipiki bus then. We arrived around 5 a.m. But just when we arrived in Oranienburg, we just knew that we are in a different town.
Wow.
Wow, the breeze. So it was so beautiful. We could smell the breeze. We could, we were looking through the windows, although it was dark, you could still see the beautiful trees, the parks. It was a beautiful place. So when we arrived home, I remember my dad telling us, hey, you guys must go and bath and take a nap since you had a long route. But we're like, no, we want to go out there and see this beautiful town. So we got to enjoy the whole environment. It was the greenery. It was so clean, peaceful. Imagine coming from a city, but still being so impressed with the town of Oranienburg.
How about the people? How about the community? Tell us about them.
Well, the people of Oranienburg is still on the same year when we came in here. Going out in the street, you would feel so welcomed because everyone in the street will say hi, people that don't even know you. So they make you feel like you are not a stranger. And up to now, this is the tradition we carried on in Oranienburg, that people are so, we have that unity that actually allows us to connect with one another, and we share in each other's excitements, and even if there are any sorrows among families, we still share in the grief of others. So that is the community that we have created, of friendly people, people that are very supportive, and people are just there for everyone.
I love that. Yeah. Now, I've already mentioned that you are the local pharmacist, but tell us, how else do you serve and support the community of Oranienburg?
My husband and I opened up this pharmacy in 2013, so we are now 7 years in business. And our business is a community pharmacy, meaning we supply services to the community of Oranienburg. People that walk in with minor ailments, we can prescribe them self-medication depending on what their complaints are. And we also do prescriptions from any doctors, even from specialists. Other services that we offer is blood pressure checking, and also counseling on certain diseases like hypertension. You can come here with your medication. Maybe if you don't understand how it's taken, we can also educate you on that. Other than the services that we do, we also are involved in giving back to the community through our social responsibility. Every year we vowed ourselves to go out to the vulnerable groups within our community. For the past 5 years now, we've been going out to Baghdad, we go to Swartkop and Mufkem, those areas that we know that they are less fortunate people. And we do give back in forms of charities, such as clothing, such as like this year, because of COVID, we managed to give them some vitamins and sanitizers as well. So besides also giving back, obviously I'm also a member of the management committee, which is the OMD that is responsible for the sustainability of the town, where we're just trying to connect the community, you know, so that we can get a sense of belonging, and also to just live to be involved, all of us, in the sustainability of Oranienburg. Other than that, I'm also currently the chairperson of NCCI, which is the Namibian Chambers of Commerce Industries. Within that, we are still bringing businesses together and see how we can invest, or how they can come and invest in Oranienburg, so that we are not only relying on NAMDEB for the economic diversification of the town, but we businesses, women and men, can still play a role in making Oranienburg great and sustainable.
Times have been tough for Namibia as well as the rest of the world during the times of COVID-19. But in particular, what did this mean for business in Oranienburg?
Well, for me in particular, we were fortunate to still continue trading after the state of emergency, because we are categorized as essential businesses. So in that sense, we did continue trading, although we were risking ourselves too, because there wasn't much information on COVID, and so anyone thought that the pharmacy was the most accessible place to get your immune boosters, to get your sanitizers. But at the same time, providing those services, we're actually risking ourselves and our families. On the line of business, I would say that there was a major spark on all immune boosters. Hand sanitizers were sold out immediately. And then we also sat with another problem of sourcing them, because then they were out of stock, all the suppliers were out. And So we ended up with a business where the focus was only on COVID items, but then all other shelves were unattended. No one was paying attention to any other illness. It looked like COVID was the only illness then. So I would say we were really fortunate to stay open and still try to make a means of living compared to other businesses that were really highly affected and had to close during this pandemic. But we really hope that now that things are getting easier, that they are able to get back to their feet and try to revive the business. There are also other organizations that are helping, really, like OMDis is really trying to just motivate and educate people on how to recover their finances after the pandemic.
Absolutely. Lena, tell us about the future of the Oranjemund that you would like to see.
Well, I would like to see a sustainable town, one that doesn't rely on the diamond company for the economic diversification. So we would like to see businesses come and invest in our town, such as manufacturing and industries that will be able to employ our people so that our people will be able to take care of their basic needs and to support the town council by paying their sewage and other services that the town council offers. Obviously, in the health sector, we are looking more into bringing a hospital that our people don't need to be referred as far as Windhoek anymore. So we're looking at such investments still within our town. And with all that, we still want the uniqueness, a unique town that is still as clean an environment, with a clean environment where our visitors still respect our nature, our hemsboks that are freely roaming on the street. We still want our tradition and the unique town to go as many years as it could.
It seems like Oranjemund is well taken care of in your hands, Lena, on the business front and on the general health front. Thank you very much for spending time with us today and for welcoming us into the local pharmacy.
Okay, thank you so much.
And that was Lena Dashala, a businesswoman of note working towards golden healthcare services for the people of Oranjemund. Thank you for joining us.
At Spar, we've worked hard to get you low prices on great products every day. Like Brooks Oros Squash for only $29.99 and Bacoma Wheat Bix for just $39.99. It's low prices for you every day at Spar.
Joseph Hartman was in and out of prison, dealing and doing drugs. Then a drug deal went wrong. Joseph was robbed, handcuffed, and scared straight out of the business. For 6 months, he roamed the streets as a homeless addict. Then one night, in a baseball dugout, Joseph met a stranger who totally changed his life.
I stand in awe of the power of the God who's our creator. And Terry and I sit here on this program, and the Lord speaks to us, and it's the word of knowledge. It's one of the manifestations of the Holy Spirit.
Something not always godly.
Not always, that's right. That's right. Well, there's a lot of negative voices out there. As we
yes, there are.
And
so how do you know when it's God saying, Perry, I want to speak this to you right now?
And sometimes you don't know. And I think you pray over it and you think about it. And sometimes you just, a lot of times I'll just envision, as you and I are talking here today, I may envision that I'm here talking with God. And how am I supposed to address this issue?
Okay? Realize Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is the same for you right now. So let's pray. Let's call on his name and let him do the rest for you. Let's pray.
That's colossal. Is it brilliant? There it is. He's a competitor. Here we go.
They all step up. But only one team has what it takes to be champion of the world. The ICC T20 World Cup. Only on SuperSport, your world of champions. Stay connected to DSTV for all the big hits and nail-biting action.
Oranje-Munt, established in 1936, from which point onwards CDM, now Namdeb Diamond Corporation, provided every service, the schooling, infrastructure and entertainment required for the people of the town. The winds of change is blowing over Oranje-Munt, which is no longer a closed town.
This ship was commandeered by King Charles III, and he actually sent a knight to Spain to go and fetch some money from investors, because they wanted to go and fetch some spices in India.
When we were kids, the mine delivered milk, bread, and black paper, black plastic bags for your rubbish, and cleaned your garden, did the maintenance of your house. You had furniture already installed in your house.
The construction industry is known to be male-dominated, but in Oranje-Munt, a woman is breaking new ground. Vida, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Shay, for having me.
Tell us about your connection with Oranje-Munt.
Shay, I moved here in 2015. I started off at Shurko's Mining Construction. Our main purpose was to maintain property and infrastructure of town. But since 2019, a lot of things has changed as people was given the opportunity to own property in Oranje-Munt.
That's wonderful. Tell us about what makes this place so unique to invest in.
Shay, Oranje-Munt's different. We're privileged as Oranje-Munters to be able to stay here. Oranje-Munt is one of the cleanest towns in Namibia. People here care. They don't just care for themselves, but they care for the town and they care for each other.
How do you serve and support the community of Oranje-Munt?
Besides the services that Shurko's offers to the town and the people, we always go out of our way to assist where we can. We support local enterprises and local entrepreneurs in town.
There is a rise in construction and property development in Oranje-Munt.
As you can see, a lot of people has bought property in Oranje-Munt. A lot of people is still going to buy property in Oranje-Munt. They're building their home. They're building their dream homes in Oranje-Munt.
Talking about dream, what is your wish for the future of Oranje-Munt?
I would love to see new enterprises opening their doors in Oranje-Munt, and also new businesses coming here. But besides that, to keep Oranje-Munt as unique as it is.
Absolutely. Vida, thank you so much for your time and thank you very much for joining us.
Such a pleasure.
That is Vida Boshoff, the Managing Director for Shorecast Construction here in Oranje-Munt, building your future home. Thank you for watching.
You can be tempted to become bitter and cynical. You're tempted. You're not there yet. Maar jy het besluit, man, die ding wat ek aangedoen is, gaan my verbitter, ek gaan my verbitter maak. So you feel to give yourself over to those emotions of becoming cynical and you can also be tempted to take revenge. Paulus sê, you have been grafted, julle is ingeënt in Christus. Wat Christus is, moet julle wees. Wat uit hierdie boom uitkom, ek is die ware wynstok, ek is eintlik die bron waaruit julle lewe. Dit moet in julle vrug wees. Julle moet smaak soos ek smaak, sê die Here. Kan ek 'n amen kry? Ek hou niks meer van julle terug nie. Julle is opgegradeer.
Hi beautiful souls, this is Nikita Winkler and I am here to share easy tools for stretching that you can do just about anywhere. This is a demonstration, so what's most important is that you take the time in each position that your body needs to release its tension. In this session, we will stretch the hips. What you'll need are yoga blocks or books, thick books, or pillows, especially if you have tight hips. You can do this on a mat, on the floor, on a blanket, or even in your bed. Let's get started. So we're going to start on the floor with the soles of our feet together. I'm going to grab around the feet. This is a butterfly position. So in order to warm up the hips, I'm just going to flap the butterfly wings. And again, take your time. I'm going to lean forward, and here, again, if the hips are too tight, you can place your blocks, books, or pillows underneath. You might even feel a stretch in the back here. From this position, I'm going to take one arm right behind me, not too far from my body. The other arm, inhale, exhale, press the hip open. And come back to center. Change. One arm right behind me to lengthen the spine, the other hand on the knee. Inhale, exhale, press the hip open and back to center. Now we're going to lie down on the floor. And first, before I get started, I have to make sure that my body, my spine is in alignment. I'm going to just open up the neck area. And you can spend as much time as you need here, allowing the force of gravity to weigh on the legs to open up the hips. You can place your blocks, books, or pillows underneath the knees. And gradually, you can take the feet even further down and spend enough time in each position. From here, we're going to go into an internal hip rotation. I'm going to spread my feet to the side, lean the knees inwards. If you have a little bit more flexibility, you don't really feel the stretch, just take your feet even further apart to deepen this internal rotation stretch in your hips. From here, I'm just going to place my feet, and without repositioning the feet, I'm going to take my arms to the side, and then I'm just going to rock my legs side to side, keeping the upper body facing up, shoulders down. And then I'm going to stop on one side, take the lower leg over the upper to add weight to deepen the stretch. Release the leg and switch. Other side, lower over the upper. And back to center. Last part, I'm going to spread my legs as wide open as I can, and I'm going to just row the boat. So what's important here is that the knees don't lift off the floor. Make sure you row both sides. Keep the knees and both bum cheeks on the floor. Alternatively, you can just lean forward. You can hang out on the pillow. Take your time on the block,